Hello. Today I'm going to go over how to correctly format dialogue when you guys are writing in a narrative. I've been recently kind of going over your first couple of paragraphs in your narratives, and I'm seeing a consistent problem. So I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. It's been a couple of weeks since we've gone over dialogue format in our grammar. So I just want to remind everybody kind of the rule of thumb. All right, so here is an example of dialogue that's in an incorrect format. A lot of people so far in their narratives have kind of written it this way. And so we've got this conversation going back and forth between David and Angela, and it's all in one paragraph. Now they do have, everything correct, like they have the quotations around what they said, and then they have the punctuation right here inside of the quotes. That's right. But we need to format it correctly. So if you remember when we went over it in grammar, we said anytime a different person speaks, we want to make it a new paragraph. And in my feedback in your Google Docs, I've said that as well. I've said, new paragraph dialogue or new paragraph indent. And it's just letting you know that at that spot where the dialogue is, a new person is speaking, so that you need to hit enter tab in your narrative. Okay, so this is incorrect. To make it correct, this is what we would need to do. So right here where David starts speaking, you need to tab this. Okay, so it needs to be indented because he's the first one speaking. So we just let it go. As you can see down here, he's still, well, he's not talking, but it's describing what he said. So this is all one sentence. But then here, Angela is now responding. So because we've switched, because we switched speakers, we want to hit enter tab again. So initially this would have been up here, but because, again, we switched speakers, we want to indent it and make a new paragraph. So this lets your reader know that, hey, a new person's speaking. And then same thing down here, it's going back to David. So we hit enter tab, we make sure we indent that. And then down here, even though Angela isn't speaking, we've switched perspectives. So no longer are we focusing on David, now we're focusing on another person. And so same thing, we're going to indent and start a new paragraph. So this is what you guys need in your narratives. This is what dialogue should look like when you're having a conversation between two characters going back and forth. Each time you switch a speaker, indent and make a new paragraph. I'm going to show you another example. So here we have Andrew, and he's just speaking himself. He's not really having a conversation. Except there is a strange voice, it sounds like, eventually, but it's mainly Andrew just speaking. So again, this is all in one paragraph, so this is incorrect. So to fix it, right here is what we would want. So as soon as Andrew starts talking, we want to make a new paragraph and indent it, so enter tab. It describes what he's saying quite a bit here and also how he's feeling, so that's all still connected. It's still just focusing on Andrew. That's why we don't make a new paragraph like right here. We would wait until we do switch topics. So suddenly in the distance, he heard footsteps. So that's no longer focusing on Andrew. It's focusing on the sound that he heard, off in the distance. So here is where we would make our new paragraph. So originally it was up here next to whole, but then I would have hit, again, enter tab to let the reader know that, hey, we're shifting our focus into something else. And then the strange voice in the distance speaks. So because we're switching speakers, of course, we would create a new paragraph and indent. And then down here, Andrew speaks again. So because we switched speakers, we make that new paragraph. Okay, so this is the correct format for this type of dialogue. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to, comment in your Google Doc about that, or if you need us to kind of help you format that, just let us know. But I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page and we make sure that the dialogue throughout our narrative is correctly formatted.